Okay, so it's 8:39 a.m. Saturday the 16th of March 2019. Not sure if I'll upload this, but we'll see. So I went to Elizabeth's bookshop on the 12th. So when is that? Tuesday, I think. The day after I was given the sourdough starter to start practicing. I think it's still alive, or I hope it is. To start practicing baking sourdough. Partly because I have very little money and flour is cheap. I don't have lots of time. So you can make a pound loaf a day. 25 a kilo? Sorry, 25 for 5 kilos, 5 kilo. Yeah, like $3 a loaf for fairly quality sourdough, if you can, well, if you have the time. Eventually I'll have the skill and figured out the proportions, the ratios, all the details, the environmental parts. Anyway, but I picked another book, which was Like Grandma Used to Make, Reader's Digest. Tried and trusted recipes rediscovered for today's cooks. And I've been listening to a lot of jazz. So I've been having visions of it's nothing very distinct. Sorry, it would be distinct. It's hard to describe. Probably should have thought about this better, more thoroughly before commenting. But I suppose it's a number of influences. So Marco Pierre White, I remember watching a few times his, what was it called? Samson's or something? He had a restaurant in England which was absurdly just perfect. Just everything. French waiters and decor. I think this was in the 80s when they were going, there was like a classic sort of revival. I've even been observed. I think my brother stayed in a place that was built in the fashion of the 20s, but in the 80s, so high ceilings and decorative cornices and that sort of stuff. Actually, it's funny, he lives in a similar apartment in Sydney. So maybe that's part of his preference or his aesthetic vision. I don't know. Anyway, there was sort of a revival, as you had in the 70s with Led Zeppelin and all the hippies and the sort of nature and whatever worship. Anyway, but clean jazz and simple food. And it's funny, I had someone tell me last night, I think a bus driver or something on the way back, told me I was impeccably dressed and I was only just wearing Levi's. That's fuck. There's glare. The Princess Boat, SR-45 Princess Boat, flying boat on Southampton Water by Nick someone and Ray. I can't read the names. The signatures are messy. It's another rough print painting. I suppose it's modern, roughly. I don't know what you call that style, impressionist, sort of rough watercolor. I can't tell. I don't know much about paintings, and I'm rambling. Oh yeah, I was only wearing like a wool. That's what happens when you shave. I should stop shaving this winter. It'll be good, I hope. Oh my god, my brain is not working. Oh yeah, just Levi's, 1947 pattern. R.M. Williams, Yearling, Company Craftsman, so simple. And just my burnt orange wool jumper sort of thing. It's not difficult to dress well, in a style. Just if you don't follow fashions, generally they're just fucking garbage. But no, I like, for example, I don't think a single cheap piece of clothing. Yeah. Like I couldn't wear a t-shirt and jeans. I don't think. Oh, what are they? Denim shorts, which I wear with things, but it still looks sort of neat and stylish. Anyway, I was thinking about a club. I suppose it would be something like what the Ritz used to be, or whatever else they had. Just those. Yeah, Marco Pierre White would be a good example. His restaurant, or it's not pretentious. So looking through these recipes, and I don't know, you could do a whole thing. You could have a dance floor. Depends how much room you had, or if you could find a venue, or what. But essentially, it would be a club, and I don't know. Is it $10 to enter? Most places they call it a cover charge, I suppose. But as long as you're well dressed or groomed or not a freak. Yeah, you'd be fine, I'm sure, to enter. But yeah, so looking through these recipes reminded me. So what would the menu be? It would probably vary by season, because you would get the best produce then, that way. Pumpkin soup, split pea soup. This is like homestyle food. Pea pod soup. Rabbit and mushroom soup. Oh god. Baked potato, yeah. Parsnip, classic. Creamy chicken, minestrone, cream of mushroom, oxtail and tomato. It's a really old, simple mulligatawny. Oh yeah, just a consomme. Just a plain good consomme. Or even the bread and butter at the tables. Wouldn't you just have... You wouldn't have bread rolls. Dinner rolls are just not good. But little baguettes or something. Just crackly, crunchy sort of bread. Tarts. Hors d'oeuvres. Or entrees. Whatever. Appetizers. Croque monsieur, for example. It's very simple. I think you just get bread. Butter it. Mayonnaise. Then you do ham and Gruyere. Is it Gruyere? Yeah. And just fry it. And it all melts. And you have to eat it with a knife and fork almost. It's just delectable. I don't think I've ever tried one. In the full style. Omelettes. Flans. Cheeses, souffles. Oh my god. But anyway, yeah, listening to jazz. The less abstract, the less messy stuff. So, the simpler, the better. And a simple menu. I think it would be just being incredible. Rice pilaf, what do they call it? Pilaf rice? Lamb pilaf? Oh fuck, that's so good. It doesn't have to be expensive either. You just need a few good chefs. Because the menu's so simple. You'd have like less than 10 dishes at any one night or time. A lot of fresh food. Mise en place, as they call it, they're getting everything in place for cooking. Wouldn't have to be too extensive. Could prepare a lot of stuff to order, or just ahead of time. Garlic prawns, oh my god, fish pie. Just trout, steamed trout, stuffed baked trout, fried whiting, lobsters. Just, yeah, like imagine that you had a menu. And you'd be bread and butter on the table, let's say. A house wine, some spirits, maybe a couple of beers if people insist, or liqueurs. And just a simple menu, fish and chips. Kippers, grilled. Just roast lamb. You could carve it. I think the French used to do that. Maybe they still do in... I don't remember what it's called. Oh, no storage. Fuck. Anyway, just a rough idea. And the decor wouldn't have to be complex. Or just simple and elegant. Just roast pork. Just baked ham. Just lamb cutlets. Either liver and onions. Whatever's in season. Mushrooms. Seafoods. It'd actually be cheaper that way as well, because the quality and the price are improved with season, especially if you're buying in bulk. I don't know, what would you seat? 200 people? It'd be like a ballroom size sort of venue. You'd have a dance floor, a bar, and yeah. I think it would be delightful. I don't know of any place who does something like that. Working on the Reds, seeing the ballroom prior to it even being clad on the inside. If you could have something like that, I think it would be just classic. Very tasteful and a highly popular sort of place or business, I think. Considering restaurants are generally a terrible idea as a business, because they just flop usually. Well, they barely make money, and you have to invest so much of your so much human capital in them. Oh my god. Anyway, we'll stop there, and I think you get the idea. Just a classic elegance. But yeah, that's a vision of mine, and we'll see about it later.